crowds, apps, reservations, and planning that is now seemingly required to attend Disney, is it still possible to have a casual, relaxing day at Disney? Here are our 12 tips for having a relaxing day at Disney without all the crazy planning.
That's me, Miss Minnie Me.
Hi everyone, my name is Marlene, and this is my co-host, Miss Minnie Me. So why are we here? Well, Miss Minnie Me has Disney dreams. We know you have Disney dreams, so let's make our Disney dreams come true together. Are you ready, Miss Minnie Me? Here we go! If you are anti-planning, anti-reservation, and anti-apps, then this is the video for you. Is it still possible to have a casual, relaxing day like in the good old days without all the intense planning? Well, yes, but it takes a certain mindset and knowing some key points about Disney parks ahead of time. In the 90s and before, there was no such thing as planning apps. There weren't even smartphones to have apps. Park reservations, reservations for meet and greets, the characters could just be seen roaming around the park. Fast passes, which did actually begin in 1999, or lightning lanes. That's right, if you wanted to ride the ride, you had to wait in the line. You could call Disney and make hotel reservations and buy park tickets ahead of time, but it was just as common to buy the tickets at the gate once you arrived there. You could also call and make dining reservations, but before the advent of the My Disney Experience app, where you can make dining reservations up to 60 days in advance, walking up, asking for a table, and actually getting one was a lot more probable. Okay, so let's get into our 12 tips for having a casual, relaxing day at Disney without all the crazy planning. Tip number 1, having a different mindset. I know this is going to be kind of a hard one, but it's best to get it out of the way right off the bat. Disney is doing everything it can these days to maximize profits, so they are going to be doing everything they can to get everyone they possibly can into the parks. This, in short, is the overreaching reason for all the planning tools and reservations. It gets you thinking and planning and lets Disney know how many people are attending so they can maximize their marketing strategy. So with that in mind, knowing the times really have changed, technology is here to stay, and there really isn't any getting around some of these changes, we can move on to the next tip. Tip number 2, plan your casual, relaxing Disney trip after January 9th of next year, 2024. This is because until January 9th of 2024, you are still required to make those pesky park reservations, which means that as soon as you have made the decision to go to Disney and have purchased your tickets, you will need to make a park reservation for the park you are wanting to attend for the day. Waiting until the day of your trip to purchase tickets at the gate may not be a good idea, as park reservations may be closed for the park you wish to attend. To make park reservations, you will have to do it through your Disney account online or download the My Disney Experience app and make the reservation through the app. There is no way around that. I even spoke to a cast member to see if my hypothetical internet deficient grandma could just call and make them over the phone. The answer was no. I would have to add myself to her friends and family list on the app so that I could easily make the park reservation for her. Now, fortunately for most people, park reservations will be ending January 9th. So starting January 9th, 2024, if you want to skip purchasing tickets in advance to avoid that aspect of planning, it will be totally possible. You will be able again to just show up at the gate and purchase your ticket without having to download apps or use the website. Tip number 3, crowd level research. Okay, so this little detail will be key in deciding when you want to plan your casual, relaxing day in the parks. You will have to do a little crowd level research ahead of time. Head over to undercovertourist.com to check out their crowd calendar. They have gathered statistical data on crowd levels for years and can give you a pretty solid prediction on the crowd level for the day. You can usually find the best days to visit the parks with the lowest crowds in February, August, September, and October. Visiting the parks on low crowd days can take your Disney vacation from high stress to magical. Tip number 4, get on the walk-up list. Getting dining reservations can be very competitive and stressful if you have your heart set on a particular sit-down restaurant to make your Disney vacation a success. But if you are there to avoid all the stressful fighting over reservations, just take advantage of their walk-up list. When you arrive in the park and you are casually strolling around enjoying your relaxing day, as you pass by a restaurant that strikes your fancy, ask if they have availability on the walk-up list. They may or they may not. If they do, they will let you know either how long the wait is or when you could return. And if they don't, no worries, move on to the next restaurant. Now, what if none of the sit-down restaurants have any walk-up availability? Your relaxing day is not ruined because there are a plethora of awesome quick service restaurants that can be just as satisfying to eat at as one of the more expensive sit-down restaurants. Now, here's an additional tip if you are willing to download the My Disney Experience app. When you go into the Check Dining Availability tab, click on the Now button. This will show you all the sit-down restaurants that currently have a walk-up list available. This will save you walking around asking, so you can just get right on the list for the restaurant you would like to eat at. Tip number 5, bring your own food into the park. If you would like to skip trying to get on walk-up lists or stand in food lines altogether, well, my friend, you're in luck. Disney, unlike many of the other parks nowadays, still allows guests to bring food and drinks into the park. The Disney website states, guests are allowed to bring outside food and non-alcoholic beverages into the parks for self-consumption. Provided they are not in glass containers, do not require heating, reheating, processing, or refrigeration, and do not have pungent odors. Inform a security cast member of any food items when you enter the park. They also don't allow you to bring coolers into the park. But if you pack sandwiches, cold pizza, or anything else that could be eaten as a snack, breakfast, lunch, or dinner without heating and refrigeration, there are lots of grassy park areas, benches, and other outdoor seating where you can sit and enjoy your relaxing lunch without the hassle of lines and purchasing food. Tip number 6, always let the ride times be your guide. Having a casual, relaxing day at the park means not standing in line for hours, but it also means being open to not riding every single ride or maybe even your favorite ride. Outside of each attraction, you will see an estimated wait time for that ride. Decide what an acceptable wait time is for you, and then let that be your guide as you move around the park. For me, anything more than 30 minutes is too long, but for you, it might be only 20 minutes or maybe a 60-minute wait is acceptable. Again, I want to throw this additional tip out there for you. If you are willing to download that My Disney Experience app, you can get a detailed map of all the parks, which include estimated wait times for each attraction. This can help you know in which direction to move next to find the lowest wait times.
There are always new adventures everywhere you turn. Up, 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 and away!
Tip number 7, single rider line. This is a dynamite hack to not have to wait in long lines. If you and your party are willing to split up for some of the rides, hop into a single rider line. These are usually very short waits, as most people want to stay together with their group. This lane is used to help cast members maximize the guests on the ride by filling in empty spaces. In Disney World, there are single rider lines for Rock and Roller Coaster and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run in Hollywood Studios, Test Track in Epcot, and Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom. In Disneyland, there are a few more of those single rider lines. In Disneyland, you will find the Matterhorn Bobsled, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, and Space Mountain. Over in Disney's California Adventure, there's Goofy's Flight School, Grizzly River Run, Incredicoaster, Radiator Springs Racers, Soarin' Around the World, and Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure. Tip 8, ride swap. This tip is a lifesaver if you have littles with you or someone whose idea of a relaxed day in the park doesn't include riding big roller coasters. When you get to a ride, talk to a cast member about doing a ride swap. Some of your party can wait in line while the rest stay behind with those who can't or don't wish to ride. Once you have gone on the ride, the rest of your party who stayed behind to wait can now hop on the ride without having to wait in the line again, while you stay behind with those who can't or don't want to ride. Tip number 9, skip the big rides at rope drop. I know, that's why most people do rope drop, because they want to get to those big rides before everyone else. But trust me, that's where everyone is headed. So instead of running to the most popular rides first, casually stroll to some of those smaller, less popular rides. Those rides will get long lines later in the day as well, so why not casually knock them out right off the bat? Depending on the crowds for the day, you will be able to easily walk on to 1 to 4 rides right at the start of your day. Tip number 10, find a place to recharge. Now, even if you are spending a casual, relaxing day in the parks, in the Florida or California heat, and after walking around all day, you can still start to feel quite worn out. Knowing cool places you can duck into and sit down can be a lifesaver. In Magic Kingdom, places like Carousel of Progress, Hall of Presidents, Country Bear Jamboree, and Disney's Philharmonic can be a great break from the heat and walking. In the Disneyland Park, you will find Disneyland Story presenting great moments with Mr. Lincoln and the Main Street Cinema. And if you head over to California Adventure, that is where you will find Mickey's Philharmonic. And trust me, some of these locations are so cool and relaxing that I have even found myself catching a quick cat nap through the show. And it was well worth it missing the show to get my Disney batteries recharged and ready to head back out. Tip number 11, research the weather. My favorite website to consult before a Disney trip is weatherspark.com. I will leave a link for both Orlando and Anaheim in the description. From years of collecting data, they have the average temperatures throughout the year. They also have some cool graphics that show when it's the most humid, when there's the most precipitation, when it's the cloudiest, when it's the hottest through the year, also what time of day is the hottest and coolest, and what time the sun rises and sets. It's just a cool website to consult really before any vacation. Also, having an app on your phone like the AccuWeather app can help you be prepared for the all too common rainstorms that pass over Florida. But if you are anti-app and just want to go with the flow, rain or shine, there are many stores, shops, and places to get sweets and treats that you can duck into and enjoy the indoors of Disney while you wait for the storm to roll out. Tip number 12, let the magic happen. This is my favorite tip because so often we get so tied up in planning the perfect magical vacation that the magic can just pass us by. Either we are so stressed and spending so much time on our phones trying to get that next lightning lane pass, or we have such high expectations that anything short of our ideal is just not magical. That's why letting the magic happen can make your casual, relaxing day at Disney truly memorable. Because you are relaxed and letting things just happen as they come, that is when you will run into Winnie the Pooh as he is transitioning between shifts. Or you will catch a parade or fun show that wasn't even on your radar. Or you will run into a shop where you can eat a new flavor of ice cream and listen to piano music wafting in from the street. Or where one of your children does something completely unexpected that turns into the highlight and reason for the whole trip in the first place. There is literally so much always happening at Disney that truly you could have an awesome time with very little planning ahead of time. I hope you can see now that having a totally casual, relaxed day in the parks is totally possible. To check out a written copy of these tips, head over to our blog at visitmissminnieme@blogspot.com. You can also catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest just by searching Visit Miss Minnie Me. I will also leave a link to all our social media in the description. Also, if you have any of your own tips for making a Disney vacation totally chill and relaxed, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Well, that's all for now, but we'll be back real soon. Take it away, Miss Minnie Me.
See you real soon. Mwah! Are you still here? Hello? Hello? My arm is getting tired. I think it might fall off soon. You can go now. Goodbye. This isn't very magical anymore. Okay, good.